The following is brought to you in time allotted for government broadcasts.
Mr. Steer, good to have you on Issues and Answers. The National Land Agency won the Prime Minister's Trophy for the Best Customer Service Agency in 08-09. Well, let us see whether you have maintained that high standard in the public's mind. We now go to Vox Pop.
It's fantastic. Fantastic service I get there. I come here all the while and I always get through very fast. And I think the staff are very efficient.
In terms of where it was a couple of years ago, they have been improving, and the technology that they has been using, it is going from strength to strength.
Well, the service is wonderful for me because I've been doing transaction here for over several years, and it's extremely wonderful.
On the number of occasions that I've come here, I've always gotten the best possible service, and I believe the department is setting the trend for the private sector. I really do believe that, genuinely. Exceptional service.
I think it's excellent. I use the website. I certainly appreciate the cool and commodious surroundings of the titles office these days. The service inside for a search is very fast, and if you want to do a caveat search as well, when they say 2 working days, bang on time. I have no problem with it. I think it's much improved.
Significant improvements have been made at the National Land Agency since you became an executive agency some years ago and amalgamated 4 departments. Yes. Tell us a little bit about the genesis of the NLA.
Well, in 2001, in April 2001, we actually merged 4 agencies. Land valuation, that deals with property tax, the titles office, that deals with the issuing of titles, the surveys department, that deals with mapping, and the lands department, which we now call the estate management department, that deals with government lands. So those were merged to create the agency. So we actually perform those 4 functions in the agency.
Yes. And what have been among your significant achievements? Because people who deal with the NLA report a significant difference in terms of the wait time for a number of functions. I know that information technology has played a major role in your operation. Track us a little bit on the achievements over these 9 years.
Well, one of the main achievements we had was that we introduced what we call our Eland Jamaica. And Eland Jamaica was a merger of all the information from these 4 departments. Okay. And the information is available online. You can actually have a subscriber account or you can go online and pay with your credit card. And this allows you to pull down your certificate of title, read it, print it, look at your valuation roll data, look at mapping data, and it's available worldwide, actually. So that's one thing that we did introduce in the early years. We have also introduced new workflow processes which have accounted in certain reductions in the turnaround times. For example, prior to the agency being formed, we had a turnaround time of about 26 weeks for doing the checking of plans for the commissioned land surveyors. Now,
26 weeks? 26
weeks. So now we're down to about 80% of the maps checked in about 35, 40 days. Okay. So that has been one of our big successes. We also have improved our turnaround times for issuing titles and for doing what we call memorandum transactions. If you wanted to transfer your property, it would have taken about 7, 8 weeks. Now we're down to 7 to 10 days. And
to transfer property?
Yes. And in some cases, we can do it in 2 days. And in some cases, some other matters that we do, we can do it in 1 day. So it depends on what it is that you want to be done. So those are some of our
How did you deal with the early challenges, as there must have been, to merge all of these cultures, the 4 cultures, the 4 ways and tradition of doing things?
It was very difficult because, as you mentioned, there are 4 different cultures that we had to deal with. We had people all over the island. We had people who were not sure what an executive agency was. They were very unsure that they wanted to be in a situation where a chief executive officer had the right to hire, fire, train. So those caused quite a bit of
internal insecurity.
turmoil.
Yes, yes.
But we worked through it with change management sessions. We kept on having meetings with them. We spoke to them. And I think very importantly, the persons at the top had to lead the way. And I think that is important. You have to buy into it. And once you buy into it, once I bought into it, then you could then take that to the members of staff.
And you were present at the creation?
I was present. I was actually heading 2 of the departments at the time. So I had
you made
to.
the transition?
I made the transition, yes. Yeah.
You know, the government is now undergoing a public sector transformation program, which is a stepped-up continuation of the public sector modernization program. And in fact, the person who had spearheaded the public sector modernization program, Patricia Sinclair McCullough, is now at the helm of the public sector transformation unit. What are your own thoughts on this, on the importance of this transformation process and the work of the PSTU?
I think it is important, and I think people should not look at it as job cuts, job layoffs.
Not just that. It's not
no,
that.
it is really efficiencies.
Efficiency gains.
And I think that is what the executive agencies have brought to the service, a level of efficiency. We are on performance management systems. We have to prepare reports regularly. We have to make sure we meet our targets because the management of the executive agencies are really on contracts.
Yes.
So if you don't perform, then you're contract.
Yes,
So,
accountability.
and I think it has brought a certain level of efficiency to the system, and it has allowed us to do a lot of the things, a lot of the achievements. It has allowed you to free yourself, you know. And I think this is what the transformation is aiming to do.
So we need to see the transformation program in terms of the efficiency gains.
Yes.
Not in terms of cutting.
Yes,
and
right.
if one were to use the National Land Agency's experience as a guide, there are many benefits to ordinary citizens, to customers, to Jamaicans who have to do business with government.
Sure. Because even in terms of some of the products and the services we have done, we have created maps of the island. You are able to get a customized map for your specific need. You know, there's so much so much information pertaining to land within the agency that is available to the public. And this is one of the reasons why we created eLand Jamaica, so that you can go online, look at what you need, print it off, come to us.
And this facilitates investment too.
It does.
Because people want to make investments, they now have the information about land resources. Critical. We're going to take a break. We're speaking to the CEO of the National Land Agency, a stellar agency in terms of customer service. We're speaking to Mrs. Elizabeth Steer, and she has more information to steer our way when we come back from our break.